Hello, welcome back to another wonderful day here at MSA where we're trying to make sense out of America because some of this stuff just ain't making sense anymore. All right, moving forward. Alina Habba. You know, she came out of the courtroom the other day and she's pretty heated, and she has every right to be pretty heated because of the way that they were treated in the court of law. We've got a clip that we're going to play in a second here that is going to basically explain what went on in that courtroom because they had a gag order where they couldn't talk about it for the longest time. And now that this decision was made, she could come out and talk about it. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be interested in hearing what she has to say because it doesn't sound like a standard court of law that any of us get to hear about, read about, see about. It's just standard ridiculousness. But do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe while you're watching this little clip. And we're going to roll right into it, let you see what Alina had to say, and then we'll get right back to you. So just a second.
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that question. No, I'm not having any second thoughts about representing President Trump. It is the proudest thing I could ever do. What I am having second thoughts about is the license that I stand here with that the people in there are supposed to have. I have not spoken because I respect my ethics while I'm on trial. But let me now speak about what has happened. I have sat on trial after trial for months in this state, the state of New York. Attorney General Letitia James, and now this. Weeks. Why? Because President Trump is leading in the polls, and now we see what you get in New York. So don't get it twisted, whoever asked me that question. I am so proud to stand with President Trump. But I am not proud to stand with what I saw in that courtroom.
Ms. Habba, is the
I'm not finished. Let me just finish and I'll take questions, please. Before I walked into court, that judge decided that every single defense President Trump had, we were not allowed to raise in front of the jury. It is in writing, and I encourage the journalists, the real journalists, to take the minute to look at his orders. There was no proof. And I couldn't prove that she didn't bring in the dress. There was no DNA. There was no expert. My experts were denied. Two of them were denied to come in. They didn't let me bring up that Reid Hoffman funded Ms. Kaplan. And you know what we got in there? That my witness, who was her friend, who said that she is a drug addict and the drug addict is herself. That friend, I found out in there, was paid for by Ms. Kaplan's firm, and that is disgusting. That is a violation of everything I stand for, and that is why I stand with Trump. And that is why so many Americans are so proud that he is running again and so excited to run to the ballot box. But don't get it twisted. We are seeing a violation of our justice system. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to be stripped of every defense that you have. You are not allowed to be told that you can't bring it up. And imagine a point where a judge tells the lawyer, before your client, the former president of the United States, the leading candidate and obvious nominee for the Republican Party, before he takes the stand to defend himself, Ms. Habba, tell me the questions you're going to ask in open court and tell me exactly what he's going to respond. And then edited my questions, edited the response he was allowed to give. And guess what my client did? He took the stand. He abided by the rules of this corrupt system that I have seen. We will immediately appeal. We will set aside that ridiculous jury. And I just want to remind you all of one thing. I will continue with President Trump to fight for everybody's First Amendment right to speak. Everybody's a right to defend themselves when they are wrongfully accused, and to be able to say, I didn't do it. And to double and triple and quadruple down and say, this is wrong. This is wrong. But we are in the state of New York. We are in a New York jury, and that is why we are seeing these witch hunts, these hoaxes, as he calls them. And this is another one of them.
Okay, you got to see the clip. Now, look, I'm telling you, she was heated, pretty hot. And she has every right to be. You know, if a judge is editing what you're going to say for questioning and what the responses are to be able to be heard, you know, I was reading in some articles out there that when President Trump would make a response, if there was any response other than yes or no, if he gave an explanation, the judge would tell the stenographer to strike that from the record and tell the jury to disregard the comments. So it's amazing. When this hits appellate court, it's just going to become a sham. Now, one of the things that I know she was very upset about was Reid Hoffman. And if you don't know who Reid Hoffman is the co-founder of LinkedIn, and he also is the guy responsible for paying all of E. Jean Carroll's court costs. All of her attorney fees were paid for by Reid Hoffman, which is coincidentally the same guy that's backing Nikki Haley with the most campaign contributions right now. Isn't that amazing how her narrative changed and all of a sudden you wondered why? Well, that's pretty much why. The next part is where the main witness was bought off by the defense. I don't understand that. How is that even viable in a court of law? But that's why we're here, to make sense, America. That's our job, right? And we're here to help you understand what's going on around here, because it's all becoming just ridiculous. I mean, we said in 2024 things are going to get a little bit off the chain because of this whole election that's coming up, and it's definitely getting off the chain. I don't know how this is going to make it through an appellate court without being thrown out. And I really don't understand how E. Jean Carroll's reputation tuned her into winning that's 83 point whatever million dollars. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. She used to work for Elle magazine as a columnist, and she was making $400,000 a year. And since all of the magazines started going to the wayside and everything's going to the internet, she's really lost her career, let's say, and she's barely making any ends meet at the moment. And now all of a sudden this Survivors Act pops up from New York and says, hey, you could go ahead and sue somebody if they happen to sexually assault you, which, again, if that's real, then 83 million isn't enough. But when the main person, the victim, doesn't remember what day, month, or year this occurred in, and since then has made all kinds of crazy tweets and things online that are very raunchy sexual stuff, I'm just going to leave my opinion to myself, but you understand where I'm going with that, I hope. All right. Now, as usual, we love all of you. So as things start to keep folding out in this one, we're going to come back and tell you a little bit more. It's just right now, it's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We really love all of you. We hope you're all having a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. We're hoping you're having the best of it. All right. And we will see you on the next one. So do us a favor, hit the subscribe button so you know when we're coming back at you. All right. You take care.